Hello everyone, just Gordon here and welcome back to another Planet Zoo real life inspiration video, and today we are looking at the Gharial, this amazing long snouted toothy boy. I absolutely love them. There's so many different species of crocodile, but they all kind of look the same. This one is just truly unique and special, and they're so cool. I'm so glad I finally saw them properly when I went to the Zoo of Berlin, which is the footage you're looking at right now. And what do I mean by properly? Well, we'll get to that when we get to the second zoo in the video. For now, let's get started with the first zoo, which is the one we were already looking at, the Zoo of Berlin, or more specifically the Aquarium of the Zoo of Berlin, which is like a separate thing because you have to buy a separate ticket for it. Right at the entrance, as you keep walking straight, you find this big window with an underwater view into the Gharial enclosure, and it looks absolutely cool. I love the fact that that's just kind of a centerpiece of the main hall over here. As you get up the stairs past that beautiful stained glass, there is some enclosure over here, which was, I'm pretty sure was empty, and behind it is the Gharial enclosure as well. Basically, there is this central room, which is that tropical greenhouse for the Gharial, and then you have all these smaller exhibits around it, but also windows into that hall with the Gharial, like this one over here, which has some nice faux rock around it, which kind of themes that viewing area. Same thing over here for the door. We've got this faux rock around, we've got the door, the handles are this like narrowly like spider wood like stuff, which is really cool, and we've got this bridge with some glass panels, some nice theming at the top with the kind of thatch canopy over there, and just an absolutely awesome greenhouse over here in the middle of this aquarium building. And yeah, from this bridge we can look right into the enclosure and see the Gharials move around. You can get really close up to them. They've got a nice little beach area over there, and yeah, just look up and you can see the roof and the beautiful amount of sunlight coming in here into this lush tropical area. What I will say about this area is that it is incredibly hot and humid. You can see over here the misters had begun to activate, and you can see the fog starting to fill the area, especially over here on the other side where there is a spectacled caiman habitat. It really created this beautiful lighting over here, and I just kind of wanted to show that off. But it also shows off just how incredibly humid that area was. Like, you open these doors and you're like, oh my god. So that was pretty gnarly. So yeah, on the other side of the hallway there's the same thing with the faux rock and the doors, and then over here there's not a window, but there's actually a staff door that leads the staff onto that little beach area where they can get into the enclosure, do some maintenance, do some cleaning and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it for the Zoo of Berlin. Next up we have Pairi Daiza. This was the first place where I ever saw Gharial, but did I see them properly? I'll leave it up to you. In my opinion, I saw them properly for the first time at Berlin. But yeah, we're walking up to this beautifully, like this amazing temple over here, which I just really wanted to show off because it shows off, it highlights this thing with Pairi Daiza where there's this entire temple and all of this is some education about swastikas, which is cool, I guess. But then right next to it is this area over here, which is just a lot less themed, and like, you pour so much money into that temple and it has nothing to do with animals. And then over here we get to the animal part and it's still good. Like, this is a great enclosure over here. This is the Gharial enclosure, and you might already see, hey, that's not a very big enclosure over there. Yeah, that's because the Gharials weren't all that big either. They had very small baby Gharials over here, and that's awesome. They're adorable. But if I see on your site or I see on Zootierlist, oh my god, this place has Gharial, I'm gonna see Gharial, that's amazing. And you get there and it's just babies. I don't know, I was kind of disappointed. It is a really cool enclosure. I love that rock work over there and the kind of foliage overgrowing it. It is very reflective. Like, it was very hard to actually get some good footage here because of all of these reflections, because it's just in the middle of this courtyard. Like, you're looking into this exhibit from the outside, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, look at that. Baby Gharial swimming around. They were cute. I mean, just look at them. This is awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I was really happy when I got to Berlin and I finally got to see some adults for myself, because yeah, that was cool. But yeah, that was Pairi Daiza. Let's move on to the next zoo, which got sent to me by Nicholas Lionrider. This is some footage of the Bronx Zoo, and this is absolutely... I'm so glad that he sent this to me, because this place is incredible. So not only do we just have a ton of gharials over here, like we've got 2 over there, there's even more sitting up into that higher ledge. It got so many of them, but look at this house. It is absolutely huge. It's so lush and beautiful. The rockwork is amazing. Here we've got another 3 gharials, so we have at least 5. At least 6. Holy crap, there's so many of them. But yeah, just the multiple cascading waterfalls, the beautiful rockwork and woodwork all around here. This is a beautiful, beautiful space. Of course, I can't say much about the layout and what it feels like to be there, because I've never seen it, but I mean, what I can see from this footage is absolutely incredible. So we've got multiple tiers as well. Right now we're taking some stairs down, where we have some more viewing, like level with the water over here, so you can get really up close with the gharial, all lying sadly a little bit far away. But yeah, this footage is absolutely awesome. I mean, look at them over there. That is so cool. And then there is also this gharial skull kind of embedded into the wall over here, which is super awesome. And as we turn around, we see there is also some underwater viewing over here as well. So you can really, really enjoy the gharial when they're swimming around, which is super cool. Then lastly, for the gharials, we have St. Augustine's alligator farm over here. This is a very small bit of footage that Nick got as well. So yeah, that was it for gharials. But what do we have over here? This looks like a gharial, but it isn't one. It is a false gharial. So it's kinda like a gharial, but not really. They're false. So yeah, they're really cool as well, and pretty unique crocodilians. I mean, look at the markings on their face. That is a super cool thing that they've got going on. I think they're very cool, and we're gonna look at another 3 habitats for these boys over here, starting with the zoo that this footage is from. This is the Zoo of Amsterdam, Artis Zoo. So let's get a look at that right now. So in Artis, we are in this tropical house as well. It's very hot and humid here all year long, and we've got this lush enclosure kind of next to the hall. But behind us there is, just like in Berlin, a whole bunch of exhibits for smaller reptiles, and then we've got this huge enclosure over here. So it's kind of split up into 3 different areas, which I'm pretty sure can be separated from each other, or at least part of it can. And yeah, we've got a huge water section in the front, and then a ledge in the back with a bunch of land. There's also that kind of like box-like thing all the way in the back there, which I feel like is some kind of shelter or something. I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of that is. If it's for the crocodiles, so they can like lead them in there when the keepers need to enter the enclosure or something like that. That might very well be. But yeah, this is the enclosure, and then from this side you can kind of look all the way down the middle of that water part and see all of it in its glory. Really cool. Next up we have the Tierpark Berlin. So this is pretty neat. The Zoo of Berlin has the gharial, and the Tierpark has the False Gharial. That's pretty fun. We're in this big tropical house, which actually has a almost similar layout. It's of course very different because they're completely different buildings, but we got this central chamber, which is kind of this triangular shape almost, and along the sides of it are some exhibits, and on 2 sides of the triangle there is these entrances and exits. There's also some staircases up. We'll check that out in a bit. But as we enter, there's just a nice walking path. You eventually get to this bridge, and on either side of the bridge you can see 2 gharial, false gharial I should say, habitats. So we can see one lying over there next to that small little stream. This is kind of the smaller of the 2 habitats. If you look over here on the other side, as you cross the bridge, we get to these glass viewing areas, and you can see this habitat is quite a fair bit bigger than the one we just saw. I'm guessing they can go under the bridge as well. I'm not sure if that's something that they can close off or something like that if they want to. But yeah, and then here's the other side, slightly smaller enclosure on this side, and we can see a nice little heat lamp over there where this gharial was just kind of chilling. Super cool. And yeah, as we take these stairs up, we also get to see the greenhouse kind of from above a little bit, and here you can kind of see that triangular-ish shape. From up here we could also see this boy, which was absolutely absolutely awesome. A bit of a Shadow of the Colossus moment over there. But yeah, here you can see that that greenhouse. It's really cool. It's a lovely building over here. I really enjoyed my time. And yeah, from the other side as well, there's some viewing points. There's also a bunch of free roaming birds in here, which you can enjoy a bit better from above. But yeah, here's another view into the second yard. And that pretty much is all for the Tierpark Berlin. So we are moving on to the final zoo of this video, which is going to be the Zoo of Leipzig. And we are back in Gondwana land. And this is kind of the theme of the episode almost. Just misters in the sun. Yeah, Gondwana land is also a super hot and humid area. But after that beautiful log wall with the misters above, we get to the False Gharial habitat over here. We've got a nice little viewing area with some glass panels, and we can see the False Gharial lying right above us on their little beach area. Also just so much foliage and plants and rock work around. There's this whole part of the enclosure that's kind of hidden away, so that also gives the False Gharial some privacy. There is a nice little bench over here. Yeah, I think this area is just absolutely incredible. At a different point in time, when I returned to this area as well, you can see now the light is hitting it completely differently. The Gharial were in the water over here. You can see that stream as the water section continues on quite a fair bit. As we move along the walking route, we get to that point of the enclosure as well, where there is an underwater viewing point, and I love the faux logs all around. Something also worth pointing out, because we saw a bunch of education sites over there, is that there's fish, there's turtles swimming around in this enclosure as well. That goes for many of the enclosures we saw. I mean, we saw the turtle riding the other Gharial. So yeah, but this view offers a nice peek into the entire enclosure. It's only one thing that could make it better, and that is of course seeing the False Gharial going underwater like it is over here. So enjoy some underwater False Gharial footage over here. But that's all I've got to show you today. Hope you got some Gharial or False Gharial inspiration. I really enjoyed showing these habitats. Many of them were absolutely incredible. I do want to give a little heads up in terms of future videos. I'm currently going through a super busy period in my life. I am buying a house, which is absolutely crazy and very exciting, but also taking up a lot of time and especially energy. So it might be that I miss an upload or two here and then. I don't know. I probably will just keep making stuff, but just know that if there's no video at some point, that's probably why. Just wanted to give a heads up, because I've been the tired boy. Anyway, that was it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.